And we have our live. Look like we are ready to go. And welcome everyone to our Wednesday night training. I hope you join us here, you join us on Facebook Live, you join us wherever we're at. But the main core is going to be right here on our webinars as usual. We are broadcasting live on our new AppWizard Studio Facebook page, and we're very excited about that. I've got some great things going on tonight. We are going to be looking at the Theme Wizard. That has been turned on. Some of you may have already been in the platform and saw that. So get right into training without further ado, and let's watch this thing happen as we go. The first half hour, we're going to go right back into our building business strategies. We're going to start there, and the last half hour, we are going to go into the Theme Wizard. So let's rock and roll here. The screen started. This week we're going to talk about knowing your customers and knowing what they want. How many of you have walked into your customers and you walk in there and you say, wow, what does this person want? You know, do I go in selling one thing? Have you done your homework? Maybe you're going into a new niche. What problems can you solve? The one thing that I think we all forget as we go out and sell and we do the things that we do, we forget that we're problem solvers. Every single business, period. It doesn't matter what it is or where it stems from. Every business has a problem. In today's economy, in today's business world, most businesses are looking for one thing. What can you do for my bottom line to get me going where I need to go and get to where I need to be? Then we're going to look at identifying your market. Who is your market? A lot of us get into the wrong market because we think that it's going to be some grandiose pie in the sky. I'm going to make $1 million. And then we get out there and we find out we don't know anything about it. What is their business plan? Okay. What is their business plan? And I spelled there wrong. But what is their business plan? What is your client's business plan? You already know what your business plan is, but what is their business plan? And what is your success plan? What stage are you in? What are your milestones? And what does each stage look like? So let's get right into this. And as always, I want you to see right on the bottom of your screen the problem solving 101. You know, this is a great little thing here that shows you exactly how you can step through and fix your problems. Understanding the situation. Identify the root cause of the problem. Develop an effective action plan. And execute and modify it until the problem is solved. You really need to get this stuck deep in your mind. Because when you start learning about your customers and you start knowing your customers and exactly what your customers are and who they are, in order to know what your customer wants, you have to know how to solve his problems. When you go in and talk to a customer, the first thing we want to do is we want to start selling. And the one thing we forget is we have to go in and we start having to build a rapport with one another. We have to look at each other. We have to get to know each other and build that rapport. The only way you're going to know what your customer wants is if you build that rapport. And your customer is not going to tell you anything until, number one, if your customer does not trust you, if your client does not trust you, you're not going to get anything out of him. You know, we would like to go in and make that one-time sale, and many times we do, okay? But sometimes we get to that customer that we just, man, we can't sell them. We don't know which direction to go. We know they've got problems because even as we stand there and talk to them, nobody's coming in and out of the door. You can tell they're on edge. You're kind of reading the signals like they really don't want you there because they've got a problem and they know that you're going to ask what it is. In order to get to know what your customer wants, you have to build rapport. And if you don't have a rapport, if you don't have a trust, if you don't have that confidence in one another, that he can help you by giving you information and they, okay, trust you enough to give you that information, you're really not going to go anywhere. So in order to find out what your customer wants, number one, and you have to be honest with your customer. One of the biggest problems in business today, and I think it's why salespeople get a bad rep today. They run in, they try to sell something. It's not what the customer needed. It's not what they were looking for. It's not what would help them, and they buy it anyway because they felt pressured. And then every time that salesman goes in, they close the door on you. And you never sell them anything else. Why? Because you sold them the wrong product. They may need, for example, reputation management. Maybe their reputation's in the toilet, and you didn't look online and get that information before you went. Maybe their reputation is destroyed because of a past employee or something that happened in the past, but there's not been any good information turned, so maybe it's a reputation issue. Maybe that's why they don't have any customers. Maybe that's why their prospects are not where they need to be. Maybe that's why they have those problems. Well, what you have to do is you have to make sure that you understand what the customer wants. And I've said that several times because I want you to get that into your head, that's extremely, extremely important. Yes, we need to make sales, but isn't it better to make a sale that continues, that you can go back in and create that recurring income that we constantly talk about, that we can go in there and set up an app and help them build business through text message marketing, build their business through reputation management, build their business through coupon marketing, build their business through all the tools that you have. Maybe they have monthly events and they have no way to get those events out to their customers. So they need someone who can come in and specialize in helping them get those events out. So what do? You go in and you build them an event program, and you build them a text messaging and marketing platform program, and you turn around and you put together the rest of their information. Now they've got a very powerful app, and you know exactly what that customer needs. In order to bring customers into his business, he has monthly events, but nobody's coming. So get to the root of the problem, and you have to find out what that problem is. What problems can you solve? I truly believe that if you will go into your customer and you will talk to them and you will share with them and you will work with them and you will do all the things that you have to do, there's not a problem that you can't solve. The only problem you can't solve is the problem that you know absolutely nothing about. If you don't know anything about that problem, if you don't know where that customer is coming from, there's no way you can solve it. Let me give you a couple of examples. Let's go back to he has 0 customers. And the first thing you need to ask him, how are you attracting customers to your business? What are you doing right now? What is your marketing plan to attract customers to your business? What have you laid out? Do you have a newspaper advertisement? Do you purchase advertisement? What is it that you do that will help bring customers into your business? And then they look at you like you have 3 eyes because they're thinking, I don't have a clue what this guy's talking about. I've never done any kind of marketing. And so now you see what the problem is. Now you see that clue where they're at. And you've got to ask those pointed questions. If you're afraid of your customer, if you're afraid to ask, if you're afraid to be pointed and bring up those problems, then guess what? You're not going to get anywhere. You have to be pointed. Sir, let me ask you a question. Where do you currently market anywhere? Well, first, let me say that's the number one reason you don't have any customers. What is your marketing budget? I've never had a marketing budget because I don't market anywhere. So you have no marketing plan. You have no marketing budget. You have 0 customers. So we need to sit down and we need to put together for you a marketing plan. And let's talk about your budget. Let's talk about your current income in your business. And let's talk about what it takes to run your store. And let's look at those numbers and let's put together a 10% plan that you can spend on marketing so we can increase your revenue and you can keep the doors open. I know sometimes that may sound kind of harsh, okay? Michael says, tell him to call me. I know that can sound kind of harsh, all right? But you have to be that way sometimes. Some people cannot see the forest from the trees. We've heard that so many times. But you can literally, if you sit down and talk about it, and you sit down and think about it, you can solve that you have that's been produced by the AppWizard business. You can take that and you can solve any business's problem out there. From reputation management to bringing them in the door, to giving them special offers, to giving them a tool that they can share with other people to bring them in. There's nothing you cannot solve with this business, period. Nothing that you cannot solve. Identify your market. I truly believe that the mistake that most businesses make. You don't know who your market is. You go out and you kind of put the board up on the wall, and you take your darts and you throw your darts and you hope that they stick, and you don't know what your market is. You don't know anything about them. You know, when we first started, and I used to teach this, and I've learned over the time that this isn't really the way to go. Everybody needs an app. I believe that. I don't understand everybody's business, and I know that. There's businesses that I have been in that I've tried to sell, that I've tried to ask questions that I have zero knowledge about, and it literally just absolutely falls apart right in front of me. You have to know who your business is. You have to know what they do, how they do it, where they attract their customers from, what their demographic market is. You have to understand that. You have to be able to sit back and identify the market that you want to go after. If you don't do that, play square one and not be able to help them solve their problems because you don't understand their business. Some of you have a very diversified background. Some of you have been truck drivers. Some of you have been truck drivers and sales reps. Some of you have been insurance salesmen. Some of you have been real estate agents. Some of you have been dentists. Some of you have done so many diverse things in your life. And those are the things that you know about. So those are the groups that you need to initially go after. And I think this is very important. I think it's extremely important to educate yourself on multiple businesses. You do not have to own that business to become an expert in that business. How many of you know what Google is? They're in the question box. How many of you know what Google is? How many of you have actually gone on Google and typed in plumber, or typed in taxi cab, or typed in some of those things that you needed at the time? Maybe an electrician. You know, there's things that you needed. So you go to Google and you type in electrician. If you typed in how to be an electrician, or how to run an electrician's company, or how to run a plumbing company, or how to run a taxi company, or how to run any company, you are going to get an amazing amount of information to run those businesses. And so you need to take time every day. And I like to do study time at night. I do study time when everything is quieting down. The phone quits ringing, and I can sit down and I can go in and study. Take 30 minutes every single day and say, you know what? I'm going to learn everything about this market, this particular niche in this market. And I'm going to find out who they are. I'm going to find out, and I'm going to find out exactly how they do that. And if you will do that, guess what you can add now? You can add a new market to the current markets that you already know everything about, and you've got a new market to sell to. But if you don't do that, eventually you're going to say, and I don't think that you ever run out of business. I don't care what niche you're in. Those niches are everywhere if you just, once again, use Google. But what's going to happen is you're going to go stagnant, because this is what you're going to say. Man, I've hit all of these businesses in niche A, and I've hit all these businesses in niche B, and I've hit all these businesses in niche C, and I just don't have a clue where to go next. That's because you did not take time to learn. You did not take time to learn what they do, or to add anyone else to your little Rolodex of niches that you can sell to. What is your business plan? Okay, or what is their business plan? What is their, when you walk into a company, you have to be able to sit down with that person and talk about their business plan. Let me give you an example. I owned a roofing company. I've talked about it in length. That's what attracted me to Woodrow. That's what attracted me to the mobile apps. That's what attracted me to this industry, is to grow my roofing company. I can sit down and I can talk to any roofing company out there. Woodrow was in the restoration business, okay, where if someone had flood damage, he could go in and do flood restoration and go in and completely redo a building or redo a home in the flood restoration industry. I can promise you either one of us could sit down in one of those niches and we could talk very, very fluently, very well educated on what that business needs and what that business wants and what you can do to help them. And you know, without a shadow of a doubt, this plan pretty much should be who their market is, what their demographic is, what they should be doing every day to be successful. So you have to understand their business plan. There again, it goes back, who are they? You can go on Google and you can pull up business plans for electricians, business plan for plumbers, business plan for roofers, business plan for beauty salons, business plans for anybody you want. And you can sit there and look at those outlines and start getting a good idea of what those business plans are. Maybe when you were in business, your business plan wasn't so good. Maybe it didn't go so well. And so you understand the core, you understand the shell of the business. So go back in and re-educate yourself. Sit down and talk to your clients very, very confidently for one. Okay? Never, ever glitch in front of a client. And every one of you know here, understand what I'm talking about. You're sitting in front of somebody and they ask you a question and let me get back to you on that. You lost them right there on the spot because they stumped you because you're the expert. So make sure you don't glitch when you're talking about their business plan. You have to speak confidently. You have to sell confidently. You have to understand where they're coming from and where you are going so that you meet in the middle and so that you build that rapport, so that you do those things that you're supposed to do in order to make happen. And that's very, 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 very important. And you want to make sure that all those things coincide with one another. So know who they are. Get online and put some study time. How many of you on the training right now, how many of you have a training? And be honest with me. You don't have to just say it because I asked. How many of you truly have a study period every day of 30 minutes to an hour that you're studying your markets that you're in? Because we all know that markets change continuously. Exactly who the customers and clients you are talking to, exactly who they are. How many of you go on to Google and Google that business and see what their reputation is, what their company looks like? Go into the Better Business Bureau and see what kind of marks they have, where you actually go in and really do your homework. You know, go into Yellow Pages and see if they're paying. Not, you know, everybody gets put in Yellow Pages. That's the way they go out and attract customers. But how many are actually paying for those Yellow Pages ads? Guess what? They've got a healthy marketing budget, and you need to go in there and you need to get some of that business. How many of them are paying for Google Ads? When you type in their business name, does it come up at the top of the screen and they're actually paying? How many of them, their websites are mobile ready? How many of them have a Facebook and Twitter campaign? See, you have to know all that stuff before you ever walk into that company. We go out and we should be able to sit down every night and we should be able to go through about 10 or 15 businesses, because that's what you're going to be able to hit every day is about 10 or 15 businesses. And you're going to be able to go out there and speak intelligently because you did your homework the night before. So you have to go out and you have to study and you have to educate yourself and you have to do the things that you're supposed to do. This plan. It's extremely hard to sit down businesses if you do not have a success plan. It's very hard to sit down and look at other businesses if you're not sure what you're doing. Hard to set up your next day, your next work day, and go out and do those things that you're supposed to do in order to attract companies to come on board with you and your marketing strategies. If you have a success plan, you have to know where you're going to be every morning when you wake up. You have to know what your exact day is going to look like. Now, trust me, and I can, everybody here will tell you this. There are stumbles and pitfalls and open holes everywhere you turn during your workday. Things happen. We all know that. But you have to have milestones to get you exactly where you need to be every day. So what are your milestones? What do you tick them off? Say, okay, I'm going to start today, and by 10 o'clock, I'm going to reach out to these 3 businesses that I did research on. By 12 o'clock, I'm going to walk in and introduce myself to 6 new clients that I haven't done research on, but I want to make sure that they've got my mobile business card on their phone and they understand who I am and that I'm in the arena to help them. And by 12 o'clock, I'm going to stop and eat dinner. And sure enough, at 11:30, you get a call from a customer and he says, hey, I'm ready to get that app that you talked to me about 2 weeks ago. So you had plans for the afternoon and that all fell apart. You run and go make a sale. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You should go run and make that sale. And you should also say, hey, could I get 3 referrals that I can go talk to? So now this afternoon kind of totally changed. So you didn't get to go to lunch. So you go to lunch and you sit down and say, okay, milestone 1 checked off. Milestone 2 checked off. Milestone 3 checked off. Oh man, look at what happened right here. None of this stuff in the afternoon is going to happen. But you've got 3 referrals that can replace those 3 businesses that you were going to go talk to that you didn't really do your homework on, because now you can walk into those companies and you can say, okay, this afternoon's milestone, see Joe's Plumbing, see Rick's Plumbing, and see Dave's Plumbing. And I'm going to go in and tell them that John sent me that they needed exactly what he had. And now you've got a warm call versus a cold call, just going in and introducing yourself. And now your milestones for the afternoon turned in from milestones to miles mountains, because now you're making sales that you didn't expect because you asked for referrals from that guy that you spoke to 3 weeks ago. So you see, things change. Things happen. There's nothing you can do about that. I can promise you that. There's absolutely nothing you can do about the changes during the day. But if you do not know what stage you're in, and if you don't have any milestones, you will start to fall and you'll start to falter, and things will kind of start swaying, and you'll get frustrated and you'll get flustered. And instead of doing what you're supposed to do, you'll call it a day and you'll go home. And you'll sit at home. You'll say, well, you know what? Today absolutely didn't work. Nothing happened today. Nothing worked today. So what can I do here? What am I supposed to do? Where can I go? What's supposed to happen? And you fall apart, and you don't know what you're doing. And it gets very, 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 very frustrating. You just have to keep moving. What does each stage look like? What does your success stage look like? And I'm not talking about just today. Do you plan out your week? Do you know how many apps you want to sell by the end of the week? You see, if you don't plan for success, if you don't say, I want to sell 15 apps this week, you're not going to sell 15 apps this week. You know, I know many of you know Roger Pineda, and I talk to him frequently. and he will tell you, hey, I'm going to sell 12 apps this week. Now, he may only sell 8 apps this week, and that some of them on Thursday and Friday roll into the next week. But he has a plan every time he goes out and every time he looks at the things he's going to do. He will tell you, this is how many apps I need to sell this week. His budget is. He knows what each stage of his budget is for the month. He knows when the bills are due. He understands all of those things, and he plans his entire business around his own life so that he can grow his business. Everything on this side is taken care of, and you don't have to worry about anything else. So you have to understand what those stages look like. You have to understand exactly where you're going to go, what you're going to do, and how you're going to get there. So make sure, without question, you have a success plan. Make sure you know exactly where that success plan is. Make sure you know exactly where you're going. So know your customers. What do they want? What problems can you solve? And as I said before, I truly believe every single problem that your customers have, without question. There is not a question that you can solve every one of your customer problems. Identify your market. Don't go out there and blindly, and I know many of you have seen this meme or this scenario where they had the Wall Street Journal up on the page, and they had 3 or 4 monkeys there with darts, and they start throwing the darts, and they start hitting the stocks, and that's the stocks that they bet on. And then you got all these guys over here. They don't have a plan at all, and they're sitting there fumbling around. And the monkeys did better because they actually picked up the dart and did something. And you got all these guys over here who aren't doing anything, who's just shooting in the dark. You say something to make something happen. So pick up your dart, okay, and understand the companies, understand the businesses. What is their business plan? Understand their business plan, okay? Yourself, make sure you have a success plan. Make sure you understand what stage you're in, what are your milestones, and what does each stage look like. And I can tell you, if you take these trainings that we've had, even up to now, and start building your blueprint, and start going through the things that you need to go through, and doing the things that you need to do, you will have great success. Don't shoot in the dark. Make sure that you know exactly where you're going. Here's here real quick. And we're going to pick up on the business builder training next week. I cut it about a half hour short today, but we're going to get back into next week and continue on. I'm fixing to introduce to you one of the greatest things that I've seen in 4 years happen to AppWizard. It's been one of the most exciting things that I've seen brought to the table. The team has really outdid themselves with this, and it's just absolute. I mean, it's just. I made a video earlier today, and I was so pumped. I just got off the phone with Woodrow, and I was so excited when he did that. So I'm going to change screens here real quick and bring this over. I'm fixing to show you Theme Wizard. And you're going to see a little blank there. Let me come over here and open this and share this. And I want to make sure, and I know it's going to be a couple of seconds before you guys can answer this. Please let me know that you can see the OneTap.mobi mobile engagement made easy page right before your eyes there. I'll need a Valium soon. I'm fixing to need a Valium. I'm starting to sweat. I'm so excited. You know, Woodrow and Mark coordinating this whole thing and developing this whole thing and getting to build the templates for it, watching the whole thing come together has just been amazingly exciting for me. So, but this is our Theme Wizard, and this is something that I know everybody has been asking for a long time. We just go in it. We all know, without question. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to build your standard business card. I'm fixing to show you literally how you can build that card in about 3 minutes. All you have to do is go in and create a new app. Now, understand this is a part of 2.0 and not part of 1.0. I know some of you 1.0, which was our initial program that we come out, but just click on 2.0 web app. And now you're going to come over to the exact same side here where you create from a template. This is where the magic has changed. All you have to do is create from template, and you have all of these templates that have been built for you. Ready to go. So let's go down here real quick, and I'm going to scroll down through here. Auto detailing, builders, carpet cleaners, coffee shops. Sent in another 20 earlier today. There's going to be we'll be adding about 10 to 20 templates a day in this program. So let's say that I want to come down here and I've got a pub or a bar or whatever you call it in your area. Okay. I'm going to select pub. The background's already here. The buttons have already been created. The Facebook and Twitter buttons have already been created. The color coding is already done. Everything is done for you. You don't have to touch anything. What you have to do is fill the information and put their logo up here. Now, let me say something. When you're dealing with these backgrounds that are on here, I recommend this, okay? And you can do this any way you want, but let me tell my recommendation. As you can see, that this logo right here is a ping file. You can see through it, okay? I did put a little bit of white behind it so it would enhance some of the colors on here. But depending on the background, what you will want to do is remove the mask color. Let's say it's all white, but their logo looks really good. And you want to just put their logo up here, hide the background. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about here in just a second. But this is an awesome looking app. The guy is at the spigot there. He's bringing some beer down. Didn't put a very nice head on it. But so here's the app. And we're going to scroll down. We're going to go to number 2. Can everybody see step 2? We're going to say this is going to be the name of this app, okay? Now, this is going to take just a few more minutes. I'm talking, but literally, you can build this app in less than 3 minutes. This is my pub app, okay? And we're going to come down, and we're going to upload the header image. Let me find the header image. I'm going to load up, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to upload. Now, you see right here, the 500 pixels by 277. That's the recommended header image size. That is a normal business card size. If you go in and you scan a business card and then you trim it off, it's about 500 by 277. This 277, you can go as large as you want, but that's what this image size is. Now we're going to come in here and we're going to upload the icon. This is just a square icon. I quit doing the rounded corners for icons because today's phones do that for you. If you've noticed on phones, you don't see many rounded icons anymore. So I have made that change. Now let's go down here at this exciting part right here. Business name. This is my pub. It's a good thing that I copy and paste. Click the call number. 555-555-1212. Work number 555-555-1313. Mobile number 555-555-1414. 555-555-1515. Address AWS. Website. Hours of operation. Address. I think it's Newport, Richie. I'm not sure of the zip code. Let me change this to commerce because I don't know the zip code. I was going to put that in there because that's actually, I think, where Woodrow lives. Check address. Got your address right there. Come on down. Let's put our Facebook page in. Let's put our Twitter page in. No access. Click save. And it takes just a minute because it's pulling all this data in, pulling all this information in, building this app. So to save it. Now we will go continue. How many of you liked what I just saw? What you just saw? How many of you like exactly what you just saw and thought that that was the coolest thing since sliced bread? Because I'm fixing to blow you out of your chair now. I'm fixing to show you something that excited me so much. When I started playing with this, I literally had to go outside to cool off in the 200-degree temperature. I mean, it was exciting. Now remember, I put my icon in. I built my app. I filled out about 8 or 10 buttons there. But now let me go here and show you something. I don't have to go in and I don't have to add one tab button. I don't have to add absolutely everything has been done for me. All the graphics have been done for me. The only thing you have to do is go in now and sure that your logo looks okay. If not, you're going to have to adjust it. But you put your logo in on the front side. When you go in and put your information in, watch this. Everything is filled out. Everything is ready to go. Everything is done. The color schemes are all set up for you. Now, are you really ready to be amazed? Kenny Dutton. Let's go over to the content. Everything is automatically done on the back side, okay? Your click to call button has been added. Watch this. All your V-card information has been pre-populated. Your social media links in the back end have been pre-populated. You don't have to go in and put the information in multiple times. Your email us form has been pre-populated. Google Maps have been pre-populated. And if you need to go in and anything, all you have to do is go in and edit it in the back end. Let's say maybe that they come in and they want to change their phone number. All you do is come into the back end and edit. The thing is done for you. And I know I'm probably elevated. I'm probably elevated probably just above my roof right now. But this is the most exciting thing. I'm telling you. Listen, yeah, no more repetitive actions. It's just awesome. It's so awesome. You put it in once and it's done. You can literally go out there. I'm telling you, listen to what I'm telling you. You can go out there and we're going to be adding these themes every single day. Woodrow sent me some more right before training. Those themes will be sent over to Mark tomorrow. This was a huge team effort, and I can tell you, I'm about to start crying. I'm so excited. This is one of the most amazing things that I have actually seen happen in a long, long time. Put it in once, populates everything, and makes it happen. That I'm just stoked over this. And you can literally go out. I'm telling you, if you want to go out and sell a pub, and you go back and do your homework, and you understand pubs, and you want to go sit at that table with them, and you want to sell them a pub app, let me tell you something. You want a demo app? You've got it. Go ahead and pre-populate their information. It's going to take you literally 3 minutes. You say, boy, if I just had a demo app. Think about it. You're going to be able to go out and demo anybody out there. This is like game-changing, life-changing, just make it happen kind of stuff. I'm not kidding you. This is, I've been waiting. Gosh, man, Woodrow has been working on this for years, and Mark got everything weeks ago, and they've been coordinating and putting this whole program together. And you can't get more exciting than this. And it all starts just by creating a new app. Go to 2.0. Go to the template button and just start scrolling. I mean, literally, you can sit down tonight and say, hey, man, I'm going to go see a couple auto body places. Now, you can also select the other style. Now, let me do this style real quick. This is what I call the 2.0 version of the digital business card. Let's go in and do this real quick. You can see the buttons up at the top. You can see everything is color coordinated. Now, if you do not put a phone number in, guess what's not going to happen? You're not just going to have a blank button up here. It's powerful. Yes, Jack. You're not just going to have a blank button up here. It won't put the button in. It's all done automatically. Everything. This is it, brother. You're right, man. This is it. It's all done automatically. I got the air conditioner blowing on me on purpose, and I'm sweating right now. Web app title. This is my auto body. I'm typing this on purpose because I want you to see how easy this is, how quick you can build these apps, okay? I mean, the longest thing is uploading the images. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. Let's go ahead and grab our icon. Let's go ahead and put our business name. I can do this in 3 minutes and I keep time. And this is automatically populating everything on the backside. how fast you could fly through this if this was already typed. All you had to do is copy and paste. I haven't done that yet. I bet you can build an app in 2 minutes. Oops. My app has been built. I don't know what else to say about it except thank you, AppWizard Studio team. Period. Ladies and gentlemen, this just changed, and there's my app. And I come over here, and the amazing thing is I am ready to walk out the door, and I'm ready to sell my app to my customer. That quick. And wow says it all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Sonic 5 times tonight just to cool down. Wow says it all. Wow says it all. This is the ticket, and this is what I love more than anything. Now, let me show you something. And I don't want to confuse you, but just let me show you something. You can come down to styles and colors, and let's say that maybe you've used this before, and you want to change it just a little bit. You can edit everything just before you did before in the app. You can edit the whole thing just like you did before. So, any questions at all? Any questions at all? Remember, if you don't put a Facebook in there or a Twitter, or if I want to come over now, let's say that they've got an Instagram. I can come over. I can go to social media links. And I can come down and I can put my Instagram in. It's going to put the Instagram in just like before. Does anybody know why we put in Facebook and Twitter? Does anybody know why that happened? Can anybody tell me why we would put Facebook and Twitter in there? And we want you to make sure that they've got those Facebook and Twitter pages. It's very important. And now see, I've put my Instagram account in. Messaging, absolutely. Any questions at all? What do you need me to show you anything? Woodrow came up with the slogan, "This is so easy, even a this is so easy, even a caveman." And that's kind of a throwback to a Geico commercial, I think. But literally, I mean, in less than 15 minutes, and I'm sitting here talking, we built 2 apps. You can go out and sell those apps all day long for $249. Day long, and you literally spent 3 minutes on it. Building it. I know it takes longer than that to sell it and all that stuff, but literally building it, you have the ability now to build an app in 3 minutes. I'm telling you, it just, I just absolutely just, this is, somebody said a while ago, we can't send a man to Mars, but we can do this. It is so true. I use a program called, what do I use? Fireworks. It's an Adobe product. They don't make it anymore. It's Adobe Fireworks. I've used it since 1988 or 89. That's how long I've had that program. Old Adobe program. It was written for you can build this on the fly. If your screen's big enough, I do app changes all the time on my Android. I hear you, Will. Will says he's got to go play. Any questions at all? You can build apps on Google Chrome in your smartphones. I make changes all the time. All the time. All the time. Carry an iPad with you. I've done it on my iPad. I always do it on Google Chrome. I used to have a little note or whatever they called it. It was just a small computer, literally about that big, and I used to carry that with me. It was Wi-Fi compatible. Now, if there's a theme that you would like, if you will just let's say you want to do a, what was it somebody asked for the other day, and I think Woodrow pulled the graphics today, a beauty salon. If you wanted to do a beauty salon, awesome, thank you, Will. If you want to do a beauty salon, just email support at instantAppWizard.com. That's getting ready to change. We're getting ready to move all that over to AppWizard Studio. If you haven't noticed, making a few changes. So, any questions at all? I see people bailing already to go build apps, and I think that is killer. Killer, killer, killer. We've got like 40 or something in there. We're going to have about 100 to 120 themes. And for every theme, there are two. If you'll notice here, let me show you. I just created those, but I'll just show you. For every theme, there's two designs. For example, here's accountant. And you can see right here that to the inside, and if you go right here to accountant, this has the buttons on the inside. So each app has two different styles. So for every two different styles. So we will have hundreds. I will be building these every single day for the next several days. I'll be adding, I think, 10 or 12 tomorrow, so that's 20 to 22 new themes. And we'll be putting them out there every day. And if you want something particular, and don't send us graphics, just let Woodrow know. Go to support at instantAppWizard, support@instantAppWizard.com, and we will send that out to you. I mean, we will find that background, because we've got to make sure that the backgrounds and stuff that we use are user-friendly. Yeah, Mark will be adding. Mark's got a list to add tomorrow already. Don't put it in the box. If you tell me right now, you're probably not going to get it. Email these. Me. Because I will forget. Trust me. I think there's 16 more going on in the morning. Okay, 28. So there's 16 more, I think, going on in the morning. That was sent up right before training, about 4 or 5 o'clock today. And we've got a list of over, I think, 140 or 130, something like that. 60 themes. I'll say it again. You can type it in the box all you want, but it's better if you email it. Yeah, you can change the background images yourself. You sure can. You sure can. If you want to change the image yourself, just go into the normal app side where you manage the apps, web apps. Go over to where the app is, just like you normally would. Can't remember who asked that, but I am going to put two, I'm going to send in two generic, okay, that'll be black and white. Be no background, black and white with your Twitter and your Facebook and all the holders in it. There'll be two black, you can go in and customize them yourself, but you can use the wizard to actually set it up and fill out all the information one time real quick, populate the whole app, and you're ready to go. Those will be sent to Mark tomorrow. I've got a list already the morning time of what to do, so, and I'll receive that from Woodrow this afternoon. Any questions? Why have you decided to go this, is that route? Simplicity. For those that are just kind of starting out, that needs a jump start on building apps. Some guys that are just selling mobile business cards. Now I can come in and this card right here was designed without the menu bar, specifically for a mobile business card. This other app style, now you can still build apps the same way. Okay, you can still build apps. You can go in and build a custom app, okay? You don't have to use this wizard. You can still go in, and let me show you real quick, create a new app, 2.0. And you still have to build it the old standard way. The old standard way. Now, if I was going to do it, and I will do it, that's one of the reasons I'm going to build two generic apps, one for each theme, is I customize everything else on mine. So even if you do that, you can still go in and use the generic and set it up. Fill out all the information with those 8 or 10 buttons or 8 or 10 fields, and it populates everything on the other side. So you're still saving yourself 30 minutes easily. No, I don't blur the screen. Yeah, you can change anything you want. This doesn't change the platform at all. You can still go in and do custom apps. Or if you want a theme, you can go in and do a theme. I personally love the colors, but and you can see I'll show everybody our new website. You can make a bilingual app. If you're bilingual, you can type it in any way you want to. I'm definitely not bilingual. I would have to hire somebody to do that, but all you got to do, if you type it in Spanish, it's in Spanish. If you type it in English, it's in English. Now, I can tell you what I do a lot in Arizona. A lot of the guys out there in the tire shops and some of those places, in certain areas, specific businesses, that they want all Spanish. And they write it out, and I copy and paste it. That simple. I mean, it's I'm not bilingual. I can barely speak Texan, so. But that's the way to do that. If you're already bilingual, then you're eons ahead. You can type in whatever you want. But this is going to be our new website. Big congrats to Woodrow. This is an amazing, amazing site. I've had the privilege of watching this from its infancy grow to where it's at today. Any more questions at all? How many of you like the new platform? What about a menu button for a restaurant with hell? I guess menu button. All you gotta do is go into edit content. Go to menu, set up your menu, and then set up your golly, lost my train of thought. Set up your shopping cart. The menu attaches to the shopping cart. And you can do that all day long. I recommend using a program like Menufy, but yeah. It won't affect anything. This affects absolutely nothing. This enhances and allows you to build apps in a different way. Absolutely nothing in the system has changed. Nothing. You can build these apps all day long and add them to the directory. This is just a different way to build an app. Where you built an app before in 30 minutes, you can build an app now in 5. And then add it to your directory. Yes, I just showed you that. If you go in and come over here to, if I can find them, social media links, and anything you want on the back end, anything. Just like I added Instagram here. It added Instagram here. You can do anything to this app in the back end you want once you build it. Anything at all. Anything at all. And I think I answered the directory question. Doesn't affect the directory whatsoever. Absolutely, Ed. No, I'll never use the old way either. Absolutely won't. Why? Because what do I sell? What does Kerry sell when he goes out to sell? Mobile business cards, and then I upsell. In the door. Woodrow talks about the in the door strategy all the time. That's what he uses video to get in the door. I use the mobile business card to get in the door. Everybody's got an in the door strategy. So that's my in the door. And I start with the mobile business card. And then I build on that. This affects nothing on the back end. You can build apps the same way. You can build apps with this and enhance them from there. Any more questions? How many of you are going to go play with this when you get off the training? I've been playing with it all day. I love it. I love it. Okay, once again, if you have any theme that you would like, if you would just email, some people say they already play with it. If you have a theme that you would like, send a email to support@instantAppWizard.com, and we will find that background and we will build those themes out for you. And they're in alphabetical order. Yeah, I'm ready for my prescription. They're in alphabetical order, so just scroll through there and you'll find them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, man. I've been so excited to come to you today. I've been so pumped. What is the disadvantage to download from the app? What is the advantage and disadvantage to download from the App Store? To me, the disadvantage is nobody's ever going to find you. You're going to get lost within 50 billion apps, and nobody's going to find you. Secondly, these are web apps, so they don't take up any space on your phone. So people are less likely to delete them. A native app, which is what you're talking about, takes up a lot of space. They're extremely expensive. These are cost effective for the small to medium businesses. Native app. It's a mobile web app. Can you upload and download these apps from those stores if you have the right stuff? Yeah, you can. I don't recommend it for the exact same reason. You don't market these business apps through Google stores and the Apple store. You don't do that. That's not the way. If someone wants to market their app that way, they're losing, and you're not explaining to them how to market those apps correctly. Opinion, but these apps need to be marketed through cards, through table tents, through point of sale. That's how these apps need to be marketed. Nobody's going to walk out and pull that up. Yes, and once they're in there, it's a very true statement. Once they're in there, it takes forever to get them updated. These are updated on the fly, the click of a button. Drum roll. Hey, catch us out there on Facebook Live. Make sure you join us on that Facebook page. Let me ask my cameraman back there. Am I still broadcasting on Facebook Live back there? Broadcasting on Facebook. I got me a cameraman here today, helping me out, man. We're in our new AppWizard Studios. I got some new background stuff coming. Fixing to paint this wall white and change up some colors and do some things. We are excited at AppWizard Studios. And if you get a chance, thank the AppWizard team in the Facebook group, Woodrow and Mark and Nancy, and thank them for what they do, because I'm telling you, countless hours is what that team puts out. Countless hours to make sure you have the right stuff to go out and make some money. Everybody have a great night. Y'all have a wonderful day tomorrow. Go out and sell something, make something happen, and I will see you on next week's training.